Hello everybody, today I'll be going over each Game Pass in Bubblegum Simulator Infinity and telling you which ones are the best and most useful to get. So because Update 2 just happened and the game has only been out for just over 2 weeks, this list could and probably will change pretty soon, along with new updates, maybe adding new Game Passes or even making some of these better or worse. And as for how price factors into this list, so everybody's going to have a different opinion on prices. Some people will be able to buy all of these pretty easily, but some of you will only be able to get like one. So it factors in a little bit, but it's not the biggest thing. The list is mostly about what is the most useful to get for your game. And then as for what qualifies as a Game Pass, so the Bubble Pass Premium doesn't count because it's only a limited time thing. This is only for Game Passes that are permanent in the game. So I'll be going over Fast Hatch, Double Gems, Double Luck, Digital Storage, Infinity Gum, Extra Equips, Triple Hatch, VIP, and Double Currency. And it is hard to decide what to rank on in this list because everybody goes for something different. Some people go for just eggs, some people go for just bubbles, coins, gems. Like there's lots of different things that need to factor in. So it's basically what's the most important overall. Because for me, I do hatching the most in the game to try and fill up the index, but everybody does something different, so I'll just be ranking them based on what is the most useful overall. Now, let's get into the list. In last place is Digital Storage, which costs 650 Robux. So without the Game Pass, you start the game with 500 pet storage and can get up to 1,175 pet storage without the Game Pass. But then with the Game Pass, you get a lot of storage, which you can see here. And I've used around 3% of the storage so far, and I have a lot of pets already, so it does give you a lot of extra space. But it's not really needed, because auto-delete makes it easy to not run out of space when you're playing the game, because you can just delete most of the pets when you're hatching, even tier 1 legendaries or tier 2 legendaries that you don't need. And also, more storage will be added for free-to-play players over time, since more pets will be added, so they'll have to add that. The Game Pass does let you have a lot more pets in your inventory that you can keep, but you still have lots of inventory space even without the Game Pass. So overall, I like it because I don't have to worry that much about storage and I can just kind of collect the pets, but it's definitely the least useful Game Pass, especially for 650 Robux, which is one of the higher amounts. Coming in 8th place is the VIP Game Pass, which costs 250 Robux. So this Game Pass gives a few things. It gives you a gum flavor, which gives plus 35 per click, and a chat tag that you can have, which are not that useful since you start the game and then use the flavor for a good like 2 minutes, and then it's not useful anymore. And then you also get access to this VIP chest, which actually gives quite a bit. You get some decent items and then quite a lot of gems and coins from it. And also, one thing that's probably the best part of it is it gives a 1.15 times coin multiplier, so you'll get 15% more coins with it, which is very nice to have when you're coin grinding, because it makes it much easier to get coins. Even if it's only 15%, it still makes it easier. And the chest has the same respawn time as the Void chest, which is 34 minutes. So overall, it's a good Game Pass, but other than the coin multiplier and the chest being decent, it's just not that useful compared to the other Game Passes. Coming in at number 7 is the Double Gems Game Pass, which costs 200 Robux. So the Double Gems Game Pass is the cheapest in the game at 200, and as in the title, it doubles all gems, which makes the Void chest and VIP chest a lot better. And your pets will help a lot with this, because the pets give gem multiplier, and then this will double all those multipliers, making it much easier to get gems. But once you get all masteries in the game, it's not as useful to grind for gems, since you only really use gems once per day, at least for me, which is buying the stuff from the shop when you get to re-roll with the black market. That's usually what I spend gems on the most. The one thing it is the most useful for is when you're first getting those masteries, and also when you're enchanting, because especially going for high roller can get expensive with gems, so you'll want to be able to get those gems back pretty quickly. Overall, double gems does have its times that it's very useful, but since it's only really useful when an update has first come out and you just need to get a few things with gems, it's not the best. It is very good for its price though. At number 6 is Infinity Gum, which costs 800 Robux. This is the most expensive Game Pass in the game, but it is fairly useful. Without the Game Pass, the max amount of gum you can have is barely anything, honestly, because the max you can get is 1.5 million storage, which is really not that much, because I get over 100,000 per click, so 15 clicks would just fully fill up my inventory of bubble space. But if you're just going for bubbles on its own, you don't need the infinite storage of it, because you can just stand on the cell pad here at Twilight and just get 5 times coins every time you click. But it is useful for the 250 times cell area rift, because with 1.5 million storage, you're really not getting that much out of it. The thing that Infinity Gum is the most useful for is any bubble blowing quests, like with the Bubble Pass, the Gem Genie, or the competition that's on right now. It makes it much easier to be able to get those. Overall, it does depend on what you're going for and enjoy doing in the game, but it is pretty useful to have if you can afford it. It is quite expensive though. And also, it's the game title, Infinity! No way. Coming in 5th place is the Fast Hatch Game Pass, which costs 400 Robux. So the Fast Hatch Game Pass makes hatching eggs 60% faster than normal, which you can see the comparison here, where the left is just regular speed, and then the right side is with the Game Pass, which, by the way, don't mind the amount of eggs, just because of the fact that one account has that Game Pass and one doesn't, but just pay attention to the hatch speed here. So the next one on the list will be Triple Hatch, but I just want to explain why. So with no Game Pass of Fast or Triple Hatch, with neither of them, you get 56 eggs per minute. With just Fast Hatch, not Triple, you get 80 eggs per minute. And then with just Triple and not Fast, you get 84 eggs per minute, which makes Triple Hatch better. Also with both, you get 120 eggs per minute, but the point is, Triple Hatch is a bit better. So since this is just Fast Hatch and not double speed, it doesn't multiply with any other speed boosts, like any potions or anything like that. And also, Speed Evolved does more than this, so if you have enough Speed Evolved, that would bring you to 200% on a free-to-play, whereas this, with no speed boosts, is 160%, and even with Speed 5, that brings it to 200%. So basically, with the Game Pass and Speed 5 is the same as without the Game Pass and Speed Evolved. So the main use of this is to be able to open more eggs faster, and it is nice to have, but if hatching is the main thing you go for, it's very useful, but not the most needed, since there are other alternatives that you can use for this, which makes it helpful, but not the absolute best. At number 4, as I said, is the Triple Hatch Game Pass, which is 550 Robux. So this way it's saying Triple Hatch, you'd think it would add 3, but that just means you start off the game at 3. So it gives you 2 more eggs per hatch, which it's a maximum of 4 eggs when you're free to play, and a maximum of 6 with the Game Pass, which you can see 6 with the Game Pass here. So as I said, it is a bit better than Fast Hatch, and also the amount of eggs can't be increased with a potion, but egg speed can. I'm sure they'll add more ways to get more eggs hatched in future updates with maybe more prizes, but it won't be as easy to get as something like more storage. And also, it looks cooler to hatch with more eggs, like you get 6 pets per rather than just 4. That's cooler than just going faster. So overall, it's pretty similar to Fast Hatch, but just a little bit better, so that's why it gets number 4. Coming in at number 3 is the Double Currency Game Pass, which costs 400 Robux. So this is the most recently added Game Pass, and the only one added after the game came out, which it came out with the midweek update during the Easter event. So having double currency makes all of your pets have better coin stats overall, and it makes it much easier to do coin grinding to be able to hatch more. So this is one of the most useful things for hatching, because you can get a lot more coins using it, and it's a big improvement over the amount of coins you normally get. So if you have VIP, it makes the VIP chest a lot better for coins, and the golden chest a little bit better also. And it also makes it so you get a lot more from opening mystery boxes. That's my main way of getting coins at this point, because I get mystery boxes so often from just being in game, and they give so many coins if you have this game pass. They already give a lot, but they give you even more with this. And even though coins are only one of the things that you need, they're one of the most important, because that's what you use to hatch eggs. Also, this will work with future world currencies, so once they add World 2 and any later ones, the currencies will be there, because it is double currency and not just double coins, so this one will still continue to be useful for other stuff. So as I said, this is really helpful to be able to hatch more, because the less time you spend coin grinding, the more time you can hatch, and you can open the more expensive eggs much easier. And also, coin grinding is boring. Like, I don't want to just keep running around constantly. So overall, it's really helpful because of the fact that it multiplies with all your other coin stats, and also honestly helps with hatching more than the fast hatch or triple hatch, because you need the coins to hatch, and this makes it so much easier with multiplying all of your coin stats in the game. So before we get into the top two, these next two are by far the best in the game, and I would recommend both of these if you can get them, because these two are the best ones to get and have helped me the most, and I think it would help anybody else the most with both of them. So coming in second place is the Double Luck Game Pass, which is 530 Robux. I thought going in that this would be number one, because hatching is what I go for the most personally, and Double Luck is really useful for that, but there is one that's a bit better. So Double Luck is really useful because it multiplies with almost every other luck stat that increases your luck, which you can see in the video right here with multiple different things. So having Double Luck makes it much easier to hatch the rare pets, and also this is the best game pass if you're going for purely egg hatching, because this makes it so that you can get everything so much easier. So there's lots of things that multiply with luck, like with potions. With a luck evolved potion, normally it gives you 400%, but because of the game pass, it will give 800%. And then also Infinity Elixir will be much better because that'll double all of your luck stats. Also, any pets with High Roller will actually give plus 20% luck instead of 10%. So if you have a full team of 8 High Roller pets, it will give 160% instead of 80%. Or if you have a team of 11 High Roller pets, it'll give 220% instead of 110%, which is a big luck boost. And also with the Legendary Luck Boost, which you get for the 5 minutes after hatching a Legendary, that one also doubles because it gives you 60% instead of 30%. But interestingly, the only luck boost in the game that doesn't double with this game pass is actually the Friend Boost, because that one gives 10% per friend, and it won't go up to 20%. The game pass does not change the multiplier on it. Overall, this is a very good and very important game pass to get, since it doubles almost every single luck boost in the game, which makes it so much easier to get rare pets, and it is a very useful game pass to get. And if you're going for purely index, there's a good chance this is the most useful, but I made this list based on what's the most useful for someone in general. Coming in first place as the best game pass in BGSI is the Extra Equips game pass for 300 Robux. So this is the best overall game pass in the game, which I honestly didn't expect going in, but the more I thought about it, it is really useful, because without the game pass you have a maximum of 8 pets, and with the game pass you have a maximum of 11, which doesn't seem like that much of a difference, but because of Team Up 5, it makes the whole team better by a lot, because I tested bubbles, coins, and gems, and with these extra 3 pets, it made it around 65 to 70% better on all of those stats, which is almost double on each. It also gives more luck because you have 3 more pets that can have High Roller on them. And as I said, it increases the bubbles, gems, and coins a lot, because with bubbles, when I was testing it, it brought me from 65,000 bubbles per click to 107,000 bubbles per click with just those extra 3 pets. And because the pets give a lot of coins and gems stats, that will multiply with double currency and double gems if you have those game passes, and also VIP for coins. And also, if you have High Roller and the double luck, that's an extra 60% luck. Even without the double luck game pass, that's still an extra 30%, which is pretty good. With how good Team Up 5 is on pets, this game pass is basically double gems or double currency on its own because of the fact that your whole team will be much better with 3 more pets. And even if they add more pet equipped slots, the extra 3 will still help because of Team Up 5. So unless they completely nerf Team Up 5 or make something even better that doesn't really have to do with that, then this game pass will be probably #1 for a long time. Especially since it makes coin grinding a lot easier too. And also, the Game Pass is only 300 Robux, which is one of the cheapest in the game, and it's still the best. So this is definitely one I would recommend getting, because overall it's not super expensive, and it does so much to help with bubbles, coins, and gems, and even helps a little bit with luck. This is by far the most important Game Pass to get, and it's also fun to have more pets around you. Like, look at these little guys. I like having 11 rather than 8. So, now you know which game passes are the most important to get in the game. So hopefully this helps some of you out, but I'm sure there are also lots of you out there that have every single game pass and are watching right now, just to see if any weren't worth getting that you already got. But overall, I'd say every game pass is worth it in some way, because even digital storage is pretty helpful to me. This is just to know which ones are the best overall and most important to get. Also, I'm sure this list will change very soon, honestly probably by the time World 2 comes out later this week, because these will change, some will become more useful, some will become less useful over time, and there might be more added, so. Anyways, I'll be working on some other videos kind of like this soon, so you can look forward to that. I'm not sure what I'm doing yet, but it'll be something. But anyways, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye, y'all.